Hello everyone and welcome to part 14 of my college experience. So, college is now over. As I record this, college has been over for like nearly a month now. It's really scary how time flies. In fact, it was a month ago today that I was writing this, so I had my drama exam. So this video will be talking about the things that aren't strictly relevant to college, but they played a part in my overall college experience. Okay, so I want to begin with the 7th of June. So me, mum and my other sister had gone before to London on April the 30th, but I never documented this for some odd reason. I don't know why I didn't do that. It should have been though between the Welsh exam video and the media coursework video. I don't know why I didn't, but there we go. Anyways, this is about the second time that I went to London. So we woke up at 6 and we dropped our dogs at my nan's and aunt's, and then we went to the train station for 7 o'clock where we met the coach. Yes, we met the coach at the train station car park. And we got on. Now, from our house to London, it was about a 4-hour trip. So we stopped off at the service stations. About halfway through, we arrived at the service stations where I got a hot chocolate from Costa. It was very, very nice. Not a lot happened on the way there. You know, future me would know all about that. We were dropped off by the His Majesty's Theatre, and we walked to Buckingham Palace where it was packed, and I mean jam-packed. Apparently the king was due a visit or to open the door or something. I don't know. I'm not very royalist. I don't know what the term is. I don't really care about the royal family, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know a lot about British culture apart from Doctor Who. And that the Queen died. But apparently he was gonna be outside and everyone could see her. I don't know. But anyway, we left there and we travelled around London to see what it was about. Now, by now it was about 12ish and we had until 5 PM to roam London. So we went on the London Eye, we queued up, the queues went down really quickly because you can get loaded into a little box thing. And when you get close, they inspect your bag to make sure that you're not a terrorist. And you go forth. Now the ride doesn't even stop, right? It just goes very, very slowly to allow people to get off and for you to get on. The London Eye is essentially a Ferris wheel that when you get to the top, you can overlook London. It's amazing, honestly. You're in a group in this little cubicle, this little box thing of about 10 to 20 people. I can't remember, but then you can all look around.
Going out.
So by now it was about 1 o'clock-ish and we decided to look around shops until we decided to get some food. Now we didn't know where we were going to go for food, right? So we just looked around and eventually Mum saw a Pizza Hut and we decided to go there. Now our local Pizza Hut had closed down years ago when I was very little. Actually put my dog. Sorry about that, Pat. But yeah, it closed down when I was very little and wasn't as good as the one in London because the one in London was essentially a buffet. You had your pizza that you ordered on the menu, but then you could go up and get like nachos and salad stuff, etc. It was amazing. I made a bowl of nachos with bacon bits and chive sauce for my starter, and a meat feast pizza for my main with onion rings. Honestly, it was a feast for a king. I was able to charge my old phone. As of writing this on the 7th of June, the day I passed my theory, more on that, I sold my old phone, it was my old phone, for some money for driving lessons, as I got my new phone now, which is being used to record. But anyway, that food was so good. It was like little angels dancing in my mouth. After we had our food, it was about 3:30ish. So we walked back to the general area where our bus would be, and we looked around for an hour, just at the local shops and seeing what was about, before getting back on. we stopped off at the services, and that was the end of the trip. It was an amazing day out, and it was a bonus as well, because I wasn't even initially going to go, because I was meant to go on the first one in April with my mum and one of my sisters, and then the second time round, mum, the other sister, and my cousin would go as well, would go then. But there was an extra room on the coach, extra space on the coach, and I was able to go. I'm so glad, because I loved it. I loved going to London both times. It's amazing. Honestly, it was phenomenal. Now, the next major thing to come up was my driving theory test. Now, here in the UK, I don't know about the rest of the world, but we have to do 2 tests in order to be able to drive, to be test ready and able to drive. We have to do a practical and a theory test. Your theory test, I just said that was practical and theory, but your theory test is things like, imagine you're in a car and imagine this is happening. What do you do? Whereas your practical is, this is your car, this is happening, what do you do? It's the difference between imagine and reality. That's how I think of it anyway. I had my theory test on the 7th of July, and I'm going to talk you through the day, because it was an eventful day. Very eventful. It was 3 days ago, as I record this. So I woke up, standard practice really, to the sound of my mum coming back home after dropping my sisters off at school and getting a breakfast roll. It was heavenly. We're talking bacon, sausage, eggs, black pudding. It's making me hungry thinking about it. But after consuming this feast, sent by the gods, we were out of the house by 12ish, around about that. My test was at 1:30, right? So we arrived there at about 12:50ish, but parking was dreadful. So mum's sitting in the car, I'm going to try and find a parking space. I had to walk about 5 minutes away to find the place. It's the afternoon of my theory test. I'm currently walking in now. All I've got on me is my phone and my provisional license, because that's all you can bring. But well, I don't think you're meant to bring your phone, but you can put it in a locker or something. And I've got my provisional in my phone, so all good there. Now I'm going to try and work hard to get there, and life will be dandy. I'll let you know how I do. Wish me luck. Quite nervous, not really nervous. We got this. You know, not an issue for me. Sorry, Mum, because Mum had to deal with the parking and crap there. It was weird because for the DVLA, right, you'd think big, massive building for it, because big, huge agency for your theory and learning how to drive. But it was one of many companies in a block at this huge building, so it was weird. You had to go. I went in the lift. Gotta go up in the lift on the way to my DVLA exam, my theory. Is it on the left? Yeah, it's on the left. Here we go. I'm really nervous. I got this.
6th floor.
Press the button to go to the right one, and I was there about half an hour really, because well, you're meant to be 15 minutes early so they can prepare you and all that, but they were able to slot me in nicely, easily, so all good there. There was one lad, bless him, I turned up, he was already there, and he didn't bring his provisional licence, so he couldn't take his theory. I felt bad for him, but tough luck, I guess. It does say to bring your licence, so what you do when you're there, you sign this digital thing, verify that you are you by giving them your licence, and then you sign the thing. You have to put your phone, not your licence, your phone, in a locker, and all you can take into the exam room is your locker key and your licence, where it has to go on a designated spot on the desk. After putting your things in the locker, you go to the staff waiting for you. What they tell you to do, they'll tell you to turn out your pockets, hands up and down to do that. They even asked me, this is why I'm wearing this, to lift my collar up to make sure I wasn't, cheating out notes for there. I respect that though, because I mean, it's actually really serious and it's actually illegal to cheat on your theory exam. It's actually illegal to do so. And I don't blame him, because you don't want to be dangerous on the road, do you? But it's all part of the process. Once you've checked, or once you are checked even, they explain the test to you, even though it's explained in the optional video clip that you're watching the exam, and you should know what you're about to be examined on. And you're given a computer number. So then, you open the door, you go in, and you find your space, and the computer screen already has your name on it. You sit down, you verify your details on the computer, and then you can do some test questions so you get used to the format on PC. I like these test questions because when I was revising for my theory exam on my phone, I was just tapping the screen, but I had to click it. It's different. And it takes you through a trial question so you know how to answer. The question was like, what colour is the grass? To begin with, so then the tutorial specified that you would press the button next to the corresponding answer, green. And then the clip would just play, the clip telling you what the first part of the exam would be. So you had 57 minutes to answer 50 questions. You can go back and change your answers. It's multiple choice questions. You've got 4 options, 1 is correct. Once you watch the clip, the test begins. During the test, I felt really confident on the vast majority of questions. Some I had to narrow down by getting rid of the obviously wrong answers, but I believed myself to have done well. In the thing, I believed I was confident with it. I managed to get through the 50 questions in about 20 minutes, because I was reading each one of them very carefully, because one wrong answer could cost you the exam, and it's £20 to £30. I think it's £23, to sit. I was using the cursor tool to highlight keywords in the thing, like speed limit, sign, stuff like that. And I was contemplating every answer very carefully. After the 50 questions then, you've got to put on these headphones given to you, and you watch the hazard perception clip. It explains how you do the final part of the exam, where you'll watch 14 clips, 13 of them have 1 hazard, 1 of them has 2. And you're scored between 1 and 5, or 1 and 10 on the clip with 2 hazards, on how quickly you can react to the hazard. There might be stuff like cars pulling in front of you, car doors opening, kids running on the road in front of you, that sort of thing. And the clip puts you in the seat of the driver, so you can see the dashboard of the car, so you can see what the driver sees, or what you would see if you were driving. Going back to what I said earlier, about imagine you're driving a car, and imagine this happens. Now generally I thought I was doing okay at this. I remember there was one clip where I didn't even know there was a hazard until like a split second before it happened. So yeah, that was fun. But it was the one with the car door just flings open. You're driving, car door flings open, and this cyclist in front of you reacts quick, swerves in front of you, enters your lane, causing you to stop. But I did all 14. I did all 14 clips. As soon as I finished, the computer tells you if you want to trial some future DVSA questions. I'm not sure what the difference is between DVLA and DVSA, so we can put them on screen now for future theory takers. I chose to because why not? And I filled out a survey in which I made it clear what a positive experience it was there. The staff were really nice to me. Like when I first got in, I was stuttering and I was a bit nervous. And the man was really nice to me, bless him. He was really nice to me. He said that most people that come in are really nervous. He did say that he was used to people being nervous, so he's probably used to that, bless him. But I've done a lot of things in the past. I've done a lot of acting in the past. Some things more embarrassing than others, right? But learning how to drive terrifies me more than anything else I've ever done. And I've had an acting job where I had to buy knives underage to see if the shops would break the law by selling them to me. And my secret hidden camera, which was on my chest, would have it all on record. I died on a stage as Jesus being crucified, right? That's nothing when you're going at 60 to 70 miles on a dual carriageway. I just spat. On a dual carriageway. And yes, I've done that with my instructor. I can do it. It's just terrifying. And you can't panic then, you know, I don't know what to do! You can't do that, can you? Anyway, after I did the survey, I stepped out of the room and I'm told to sit in the waiting room for my results, which I did. Here's a lovely photo of me waiting for my results. I was there for about 5 to 10 minutes until guess who showed up? The bloke from before who forgot his licence. He'd managed to get a slot booked so he could take his theory. Probably my slot actually, because I was early and they let me in. And the time was about 1:30, 1:40ish, so I would have been going in at that point. So he probably had my slot. Because I had a past one, I had an earlier one. So eventually you're called up and you're given your letter in privacy and you can leave. I walked across the corridor and I went to open my results in the lift to do a little vlog of that, as I famously do. But someone else was there. So someone else who was also doing the exam was there, and I had a chat with them instead. We both passed. We were both very happy. As soon as I left the building, I made this blog. So I've just had my results back. I can't even hide it. I passed. I passed. I got for the first part, there's 50 questions. I got 49 out of 50. I'm pretty good at that. And then for the second part, out of 75, I got 63. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I was pretty bang on. On the double hazard, I got a 9 out of 10 points. I scored 5 points on 5 clips, 4 points on 6 clips, 3 points on 1, and 2 points on 1. I got 1 question wrong. Other than that, that is a pretty good result if I may say so myself. I'm going now to celebrate all that revision, and it was worth it. This vlog, I was so happy. I walked back to the car. I actually fell over at one point. I fell over on these rocks, but I got back up. I told my mum that I passed and life was jolly. Later that evening, we had chips with curry and a jumbo sausage and batter, and that was the perfect day. So yeah, it was a very eventful day, but I passed. In order to pass your theory test, you needed 43 out of 50 to pass out of the 50 questions, and for the hazard perception, you needed 63 out of 75 to pass that. So if you passed one of them but not the other, you still failed. You needed to pass both aspects of the test in order to pass the overall thing. I looked over there because I've actually got it hung up. I got my theory result hung up, well, pinned up there above my bedboard. I'm very proud of it. But yeah, that is part 14 over with. Part 15 will probably consist of my results. So I'll be getting on the 17th of August. I'm terrified. The longer this goes on, I keep thinking, I reckon I've doomed most of the exams. I don't know. I'm terrifying myself. I actually I watched a WJC video the other day. I responded to it. It resulted in quite a lot of people responding back. But there we go. But yeah, I am absolutely terrified for my results. In order to go to university, I need 2 B's and a C. Right. It can be any of the subjects. I've done 4 subjects, right? So as long as I get 2 B's and a C in 3 of them, I can go to uni. I know in Welsh back, I've passed that really strongly. But it's these 3, drama, media and Welsh. I think if I had to analyse it, I would say I'm confident, very confident with Welsh. Drama, okay, I guess I'm somewhat confident. And media, maybe so. Because in the coursework for media, I know I've got an A. So if I do slightly better in the exam, my coursework will bring it up a little bit. For the Welsh, I don't know how I've done in the RSC or the exams. Exams, I had 2 of them. But I'm more confident with them, especially in the first exam and the RSC. And whereas with drama, last year I was gonna say I fucked up the exam for it. I got an E, but overall I got a B because I got an A star in the performing, E in the exam, B overall. So I don't know. But only time will tell. But until then, that is the end of the video. That is the end of the latest part of this series. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe. And from me, it's goodbye for now. On my shift now, I had some fries, got my wrap, my sauces, my ice cream, my orange juice. Watching some sort of soapbox race on the telly. I'll be coming back to about 3 hours of work. So not bad, but better than an early break. So what can you do?